friends, I'm Andrea. Today I've got my June Joy of Sets Tic Tac Challenge blog design team entry. Gosh, that's a lot, isn't it? If you didn't know, I'm on the design team for that blog. It's a challenge blog, and every month, beginning of the month, I think it's the first Saturday, we release a post where the design team have all created something using a tic-tac-toe style board. So that's just a board with 9 squares, and it's got a card making element in each of the 9 squares, and you have to choose a line and include the 3 elements on that line in your project. You can go horizontal, vertical or diagonal and just include those 2. You can include other things as well. Some people even include everything on the board, which is amazing. Just one second, I'm not comfortable. Yeah, so and each month one of the design team chooses the board, the elements for the board. We've got a link at the bottom of each blog post so that you can go and you can join in the fun and you can enter your own project using the board, and we choose a winner, our favourite. We all have a little vote, and if there's a lot of entries we choose the top 3 and then our favourite from the top 3. If there aren't a lot of entries, then we just go straight for a winner. We have had sponsored posts in the past where companies have given gifts to the winner, but it was conflicting with some people's business, Stampin Up business, so that doesn't happen anymore. So you will just be invited to be a design team member sort of the month after you won, if you know what I mean. Anyway, enough of that. So I'm following the June board, and the elements on it were thanks, DSP, punch, ribbon, banner, bling, emboss, floral and sponging. So I just went with the easy one, I think. I went with thanks, DSP and a punch. And I wanted to use this beautiful Everything is Rosy product medley from Stampin' Up as much as possible. So I thought this is a great opportunity because it's got some lovely DSP in it, and I'm using a punch from the new catalogue, and yeah, gives me a chance to use that. So what I've got here is a 5x5 card base, so it's just a 10-inch scored at 5 on the long side and burnished. And then I've got 2 pieces of the cardstock. Oh, it's just beautiful. It's tough to choose which one to use because it's just so pretty. But I went with these in the end. So I actually made a mistake cutting it, and that's why they're kind of odd shapes. I've got one piece that's 4 7/8 by 3 7/8. And this is sort of directional. I do want the lines to be going down. And then I've got another piece which measures 4 7/8 by 3, which is going to sit across the top. And then I've got a piece of this gorgeous Night of Navy ribbon with the rose gold trim, which is going to just pop along there. And then what I did was I took the new punch from Stampin' Up. I can't remember what it's called. Something label punch. Let me just have a quick check just in case you want to go and search for it. I can't show you the inside of the catalogue yet, but timeless label punch. So yeah, so this is the timeless label punch here. Pretty standard. I knew that was going to fall down. And I've punched 2 out in rose gold and 1 out in whisper white, and I've used Thank You from the Everything is Rosy stamp set and stamped it in Night of Navy ink, as you can see, because I've got it all over my fingers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue those together and glue that on top. So it's not going to be anything difficult, this one. First of all though, I do need to make sure my ribbon's nice and tidy, so I'm going to stick that on first, and I'm going to stick that on with a tape. This paper is just gorgeous. In fact, the whole medley was gorgeous. Just gonna get that right on the edge of the DSP there. And then what you can do, you can either just stick a bit more tape on this side, or you can just use some washi tape or other glue just to stick your ribbon down until you glue it onto your card base. Right, and then I'm going to take, I've got so many Tombos that I have used. I'll take some Tombow and I'm just going to get that all over there. Make sure you put some on the back of your ribbon as well. And then I'm going to pop that on there. Just leave a little bit of the white edge showing. And press it down. And then I'm going to pop this. I'm just thinking of adding a little touch of, I wonder if it'd look nice. Let me just see. Either to one side or the other. That's going to go there, isn't it? I do think that would look nice. I'm just gonna, because I've just got this scrap and I'm about using my scraps up just lately. So I'm just gonna cut that down to 4 7/8, because that's how long the card is. 4 7/8, and then I'm just gonna cut off whatever I can, sort of 1/4 of an inch there, just to act as a trim. And I'm gonna cut off 1/4 of an inch the other side as well, and then I've really used that to the max then. No waste. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to glue that onto the back of there, just to give a little trim. So I'm going to use my tape pen for that. I'm just going to use tape on both sides. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I want less on this side, so I'm just going to line it up. Sometimes you find that the static lifts it up. Just going to give the impression that I've used a big piece under there then. That side's got a little bit of a nook in it, so I'm going to I just want this side to show a bit more than the other side. Just not quite straight. If you can hear crunching in the background, my dog, she's got a lovely big juicy lamb bone, and she's really enjoying it. Vernon's got one as well, but he's sulking, he's in the doghouse. Not literally, I mean he's been naughty. So he's sulking because he's been told off. So he won't be having much fun for a while, because he'll be in a strop for a good couple of hours, knowing him. And then just leave a tiny bit of white showing around the edge of your card as well. Oh yeah, I like that. It really lifts that piece of DSP up, I think. And then what I'm going to do with these labels is, normally I sort of do it about 1/3 of the way up, but I'm going to do it much more with this one. So I'm going to almost overlap them. Okay. I'm going to do these with tape as well, because just simply because they slide around a bit with glue and I'm not the best at being precise. So they're almost completely overlapped, which seems a bit crazy, but I just want a little edge. Look, I don't want to see any joins or anything, and that gives us, it just looks like it's slightly been cut bigger, which obviously it hasn't. And then I'll put the tape, then I'll use dimensionals to attach that. Now this is going to be fun, isn't it, because I can never find my dimensionals and I get a new packet out every time and I can never find them still. Oh, here they are. I've still not gotten things organised the way I want them in my new craft space. It's a work in progress. So I'm just going to pop that onto there, just so you can see the edge. Just so you can see the very edge of that rose gold layer. And then I'm going to take a couple of dimensionals and add the whole thing to give it some real bounce. Oh gosh, you don't realise when you start adding elements to your cards. Where shall I pop it? Shall I pop it there or there? I think I'm going to pop it there. Oh, that'll look a bit bare. No, I'm going to pop it there. Oh, it's on a slant. I'm sure my eyes are on straight. So there we go. Very simple but pretty card, and I think it fits the remit. It definitely fits the remit. Yeah. So there we go. So thanks for joining me, and do you know what? I think I'm just going to stamp a couple of little flowers inside because I don't feel like I've not done any stamping. And other than the sentiment, and that's only a little tiny thing. So just bear with me a minute while I grab a stamp. So I'm just going to grab a stamp out of the set. I'm just going to use this leaf stamp, this one, because it's pretty. They're all pretty anyway, but I'm going to use that one. And I'm just going to, shall I just defy old tradition and go with pink leaves? No, I'm going to use mint macaron. I'm just going to stamp it in there. That's pretty. I'm just going to stamp it again down there. And then I'm just going to stamp it again up there. Just going to fill that little corner with leaves. And there we go. So just done a little bit of stamping there. I'm not going to pop any flowers inside. Just wanted to do a little bit of stamping because I didn't do a lot on the card. So there we go, that's that one. So yeah, pop along and have a look. I'll link the challenge blog below. Pop along and have a look and join in with us if you want to. It's fun. I love challenges, especially if you've lost your creative mojo. They can be really useful to get you going again. And to be honest with you, for me, the challenges that I enter have really made me carry on crafting, because I was you know, I don't think I'd have been set up and organised at all if it hadn't have been for challenges and me having to meet deadlines. So they've helped me sort my craft room out and just keep on crafting, because I could have just stopped because I don't have any time anymore. But I'm making the time, and it's really valuable time for me as well. I might be getting up really stupidly early in the morning so I can do a bit of crafting before work or before everything else. But I'm really enjoying that. It's starting me off on a good footing. So I hope you enjoy that card, and I'll see you again very soon.